In the Mahaparinibhan Sutant of the Diga Nikaya, a pilgrimage is a devotional journey. The Buddha is mentioned as telling his chief disciple Ananda that there are 4 places which a devout person should visit and look upon with reverence. These 4 places, which became known as the Chaturmaha Pratiharya, the 4 great wonders, are Lumbini, the spot of the Buddha's birth; Uruvela, the spot where he attained Bodhi, now known as Bodh Gaya; Mrigadaya or Mrigadaya, the deer park on the outskirts of Varanasi, now known as Sarnath, where the Buddha delivered his first sermon; and Kushinagar, the place of the Buddha's Nirvana. The Buddha's exhortation to members of his organization to travel made pilgrimage an abiding practice for the Buddhists. The inscriptions of Emperor Ashok mention him as having given up war in favor of peace and pilgrimage in the 3rd century BCE. In the later commentarial tradition, 4 other sites are also raised to a special status because the Buddha had performed certain miracles at each of these places. All the 8 sites are collectively known as the Ashtamaha Pratiharyas, that is the 8 great wonders. The last 4 of these 8 places are Shravasti, Rajgraha, Sankashya and Vaishali. Lumbini. The Sutta Nipata, one of the oldest texts of Buddhism, mentions that the states that the Buddha was born in Shakyan village of Lumbini province, Shakyanam Game Janpade Lumbini. When the Buddha paid a visit to Devadaha, he stayed in Lumbini Grove and there preached the Devadaha Sutta. This place, now known as Rumindei, is located inside Nepal at a distance of about 3 kilometers from the Indian border. The Devadaha Sutta was preached by the Buddha in Lumbini 1, that is Lumbini Grove, where he is said to have spent a night while on his way to Devadaha. Archaeological records from Rumindei show that the construction of stupas in Lumbini itself began during the 3rd century BCE and continued up to the 8th or 9th century of the Common Era. More than 30 stupas have so far been excavated at Lumbini, and all of them except 2 are votive stupas. Most of these stupas have been either repaired or restored to their original form. Now various Buddhist organizations from different countries have built stupas and monasteries here. The latest one being the 42 feet tall World Peace Pagoda. To the south of the Ashokan pillar is located the sacred pound at Lumbini, in which Queen Maya had taken bath before giving birth to her son. This tank is mentioned by both Faxian and Xuanzang in their travel accounts. The site witnessed the construction of a burnt brick structure that now is known as the Maya Devi temple, which apparently marks the exact spot of the Buddha's birth. This place appears to have grown into a worship place by providing a brick platform and a path for Pradakshina, the memorial as early as the 3rd century BCE. To the south of the Maya Devi temple are located remains of the viharas built between 3rd century BCE and 6th century of the Common Era. The most important monument of Lumbini is the 9th century nativity sculpture of the Buddha, depicting the image of Maya taking sport during the time of birth of her child with the Prajapati, sister of Maya Devi and stepmother of Lord Buddha, sporting Maya in the delivery, while two celestial figures are receiving the newly born baby standing upright on a lotus pedestal. The Ashokan pillar, known as the Rumindei pillar of Ashok, is the most authentic historic document relating to Lumbini. The inscription on the Ashoka pillar reads as follows: When King Priyadarshi, darling of the gods, had been anointed for 20 years, he came in person and worshipped here. Because the Buddha Shakyamuni was born here, he both caused to be made a stone bearing a figure and caused a stone pillar to be set up in order to show that the Blessed One was born here. He reduced taxes of Lumbini village to 1/8 part. This proves that the practice of pilgrimage had become widely popular among the followers of the Buddha by Ashoka's time and had already existed for quite some time. This inscription also shows that the devotion to the Buddha had reached a stage of growth and zeal capable of motivating people to undertake religious journeys which were not only grueling and long, but were also full of hazards. Above all, the importance of this inscription lies in the fact that the tradition by Ashoka's time had already fixed the localization of the birth of the Buddha at Lumbini and not at Kapilavastu, where most probably it should have taken place. Bodh Gaya. Bodh Gaya, the place of the Buddha's enlightenment, that is Bodhi, is considered as the most hallowed place on earth by Buddhists. It is located near the ancient village of Uruvela, modern Urel, on the outskirts of the river Nilanjana or Varanjala in the Gaya district of Bihar. King Ashok visited this place in the year 256 BCE and was perhaps the first person to build an open-air temple here, whose portrayal has been found in the bas-relief discovered at Barhut Stupa. Sri Lankans may have played some role in the building of the towered brick Mahabodhi temple that appears to have been constructed during the Gupta period over the remains of the Ashokan temple. In the last quarter of the 19th century, the temple was completely refurbished and a new sapling of the Mahabodhi tree was planted. The Vajrasan, that is the diamond throne made of red sandstone, is the seat of the Buddha's enlightenment and was built by Ashoka. An 80-foot image of the Buddha was consecrated here on 18 November 1989 and the Mahabodhi temple complex was declared UNESCO's World Heritage Site in the year 2002. Sarnath. Sarnath, situated on the outskirts of Varanasi, is the spot where the Buddha delivered his first sermon and set the wheel of his dharma rolling. Consisting of an extensive group of Buddhist ruins, this place was a deer park that was sacred and a resort of ascetics since pre-Buddhist period. The word Sarnath is a contraction of Saranganath, lord of deer. Several other incidents connected with the Buddha besides the preaching of the first sermon are mentioned as having taken place here. The seeds of the Buddhist order, that is the Sangha, were also sown here after the conversion of Yas and his followers. Apart from the first discourse, that is the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, several other suttas such as the Panch Sutta, Rathkar or Pachetana Sutta, the two Pasa Suttas, the Samaya Sutta, the Katuvya Sutta, the Dhamma Dinna Sutta were preached here by the Buddha. King Ashoka visited Sarnath in the year 249 BCE and erected several monuments to mark his pilgrimage, notably the Dhamek, contraction of Dhammachak stupa, and the Ashokan pillar surmounted by the famous lion capital, which is now the crest of India. During the Gupta period, 4th to 6th century of the Common Era, the Dhamek Stup was encased with carved stones. The Mulgand Kuti, the main shrine, was enlarged, and the famous preaching Buddha image, a gift of King Kumargupta, is an ancient stup called Chaukhandi Stup, which commemorates the spot where the Buddha met the Panchvargiya bhikkhus, and later enhanced by the addition of an octagonal tower constructed to commemorate the visit of Mughal king Humayun to Sarnath in 1588. The ruins of Dharmarajik Stup are a short distance north of the Dhamek Stup and consist of a circular base of what remained after the looting of its bricks for construction work in the region. The Mulgand Kuti, located to the north of the Dhamek Stup, is the place where the Buddha is said to have spent the first rainy retreat. The Ashokan pillar is situated to the west of the Mulgand Kuti. Its lion capital is now kept in the Sarnath Museum.